This is the reading about spring equinox, or Ostara, which is also the name in the wheel of the year. We have here a nice display of all kind of information about this celebration of balance mostly. I also add some crystals. I had to make a bunny, an origami bunny, just to, you know, add some more of my own energy to this reading. And if we look at the name of the celebration, which is believed to be related to an old German goddess, it's a good time for soul inquiry, especially after we had this long month of thinking, of a kind of being more in silence, and maybe to realize or to think about what brings us new balance, maybe to write a letter of intention to yourself about what you want to do, especially with its new astrological year that it's also starting today with the Aries season. I will just start by picking up a card to see what maybe what do we need to focus on in order to find more balance. And after that I will do the reading, who is more based on the Celtic cross, because of the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the 2 solstice and 2 equinox, and especially the space in the middle, the spirit, the 5th element, the ether. And this is what do we need to bring new balance or more balance is affection. And it makes me think of random act of kindness. Just be kind to each other, maybe indeed in the random way, without expecting anything special, opening our heart, even if we can get hurt, even be vulnerable. So let's see the cards. I have a card for the north, or earth, one for the south, which is fire, one for the east, the air, one for the west, the water, and then for the space in between. Let's start with the north card. That is in this reading from the Celtic tree oracle. It's an interesting card who also has these symbols of an old alphabet that's here also associated with the plants, mostly of course trees. These are a combination of 2 letters, the N and G, and it's also with number 12. It's the month of October, because that's the last month in the Celtic astrological year. But it's interesting, I just mentioned that we start a new astrological year. I will try to pronounce Niantal, I think. I did some research on how to pronounce this this name in Irish, but I will stick to to read. That's the plant that in this deck is associated with these letters or with this symbol, but in other people are associated with the fern or with the broom, whatever we are choosing. It's a kind of, because we have here 2 letters, and now I see one, it's the N from the north. We were on the north. It can be a blend of different energies. It's about cleansing, doing a cleansing, and it's appropriate with the spring healing, and try to restore the balance, trying to restore harmony. And as the animal, the animal is the hare. So I said I had to do, I call it a rabbit, I thought of, but I know they are not exactly the same, but funny enough. So what's the message of this card? We see here like a kind of direction and a new direction. We also have the arrows. We know exactly which direction we have to follow, and that means keep your target inside. Think even outside the box. combine your skill and knowledge for getting to the best end possible, and you have the power to find order where maybe other people are creating chaos. You know the direction, you know what your skills, you have a lot of knowledge. So this will be the energy of earth. And then we go to the south card, which is this pumpkin dragon, which immediately I see that it has a lot of fire energy. We are moving to into areas, the sign of definitely a sign of fire, and I also see that he stays in front of the full moon that we just had, and this pumpkin, it's a strong plant. If we think that sometimes it can have up to 5 bulbs, and then from the flower, it related to how much water they get. And I still remember as a child, I was helping my grandmother, and I was never allowed to even touch the flowers. I'm just thinking now that it's so interesting. It's like that energy working together with the water, it helps, it's enough to flower. But then if you bring different energy, maybe it cannot recover. And indeed, if you think of having more plants on the same, more pumpkins on the same plant, maybe it really needed to you make good use of the energy. Just interesting, like thoughts are coming out of nowhere. But this is about mystery. This is a card of mystery, and it's actually talking about your maybe you kind of curiosity to solve a mystery. Maybe things are coming on your path, something from the past, a stranger, a sign that brings you back memories, and then it's a kind of riddle, and this will lead you to a treasure, to find maybe a new friend. You can reconnect with past love. Just follow the threads, and then by doing that you will solve the riddle. It's about investigating. And now I just realized I forgot to the thought that I had about this fern, that it's also with magical powers. And indeed, if you look at the leaf, the way it grows, you have the Fibonacci sequence there. It's almost like sacred geometry, and you also have the leaves as such. It's like the fractal art. And I think there are even some stories that if you collect the seeds with the midsummer night, then those seeds, if you keep them in your pocket, they make you invisible. I'm sure it has a lot of healing properties, but it just comes now together with the story about following the leads. So let's go now to the East card. That's I choose to be from the sacred sites. It's organized in 3 parts, like we have the underworld, the middle world, the upper world. It's also the past, the present, and the possible outcome. And if we look at this card, it's very much the light. We need to bring more light to maybe things that were bothering you, or the negativity. And we even have here the pentagram, where it's also the we have the 5 directions, and with the 5th element, a very powerful symbol. And we have here the ark, and the story goes that people believe that it's hidden under this building here in Aksum. Now the question is that really, that's really true? The church is dedicated to Mary of Zion, but the question is, do we believe? We have to investigate. We come back to investigate. We have to find out, to use our wisdom and to speak our truth. And I think this is very important for the present moment. We have to get grounded in our own truth, in our own light. Discover what is our own arc, And for this we have the example of the Queen Sheba, who was she traveled to Israel to King Solomon, and being a woman, of course, she was not very respected, but then with her qualities, not only her beauty, but her wisdom and her kindness and her strength, just know about yourself, what makes you powerful, what are your unique skills. And then we go to the west, where we had this was the air sign, the air side. Then a lot of course, this was the intellectual, our thoughts, and now we go to our emotions. And our emotions and water part, it's about strangely lonely and holding on way too tight. And then I see now that she holds something that looks like a Celtic cross. It can also be a sign that she really holds to her, or a type of beliefs, or what it's maybe associated with her identity. It can be her family, it can be the friends, but in between that circle she somehow feels lonely. So even surrounding by people, maybe it's an invitation to this new beginning, to be about, like I said, investigate, follow your curiosity, and then maybe meet new people. Let them in slowly, not necessarily making sudden moves, but maybe find people who are more close to your own way of thinking, people who can learn to appreciate you. So it's about opening your heart, I think, and connect with kindred spirits. And the whole construction, like we said, we have the 4 direction, the 4 elements, and then we have the 5th, the ether, the one that sits in the middle, the space where we find a balance, our harmony, where we use these special moments. It's time, like they are like portals, the spring equinox and the other equinoxes and solstice. It's like a portal in which we have to come back in the middle in this neutral position, and from there rebalance and continue with the next cycle. And this is really called cycles of life and death. Honor, bless, and release the past. So it has to do with the past, like we also said here, let go something obviously from the past. The card as such is very impressive, and I will just read from the book, because the author, not only that she had a channeled message, but she can explain much better all these interesting symbols here. The card you have selected, it's a reach of Egyptian symbols. We have here blue crocodile, because it's very much about noble Egyptian. The young noble has 2 sets of arms and hands. 2 of his forehands are raised and the others are held down. He wears a banded ankle on his left leg and a royal apron. Mathematical symbols form a border around him. The scarabs balance the noble on either side. He has a glowing pyramid on behind his head, and streams of salt lift the pyramid and rise into space. A wheel of life spins also up there at the top center, and the star Sirius, located in the Canis Major constellation, is just to the left of the pyramid. Yes, but better let's go to the message. Reincarnation leaves an energetic signature, but it is the here and now that is important. Past deeds do affect us, but only if we refuse to learn from them and give them unnecessary attention. That which has gone before must be honored, blessed, and released. You need to face what is keeping you from loving yourself unconditionally. Identify behaviors that diminish your self-confidence and personal power, and see them for what they are: an illusion, a manufactured construct created to keep you from walking up to your truth, what we also said here. Once you know how to tap in to and strengthen this wisdom, you can survive anything. Remember to allow yourself to do what you came here to do in this life. And the affirmation is, I forgive and release old beliefs and habits that keep me locked in an infinite cycle of illusions. Of course, there is more with an explanation mostly for all these for all these symbols here, but I think it's a very clear message correlated with everything that we had here. So the last card, I also had a tarot card just to see. Okay, and we have the Page of Wands. We have fire energy again, and this Page of Wands is purification of fire. And you know, it's like he gets his wand as a magician. It's the beginning. He just has to purify it first with a fire and then start this spiritual journey. It's very much about understanding your spirituality, develop it. I go back to this curiosity, finding things, bringing the light. The fact that the direction is very clear. He knows where he wants to go, and once you start it, you know, once you are on your way, like we said, you are capable to follow. Once you have your spark, then you go for it. And this is also very much about the passion for discovery, what we also recommended with the other cards. And you are a vessel for spiritual creation, and doesn't matter whatever we did in other lifetimes, we need to be present in this lifetime and honor our past, but very much be ready for the new beginnings. And I hope you have a beautiful celebration, and thank you for watching.